Hello and welcome to a style of video that I haven't done for a minute, actually. It's been a little bit, and that is reacting to or discussing an artist's top 5 most popular songs on Spotify. And clearly you can tell I'm talking about Frank Ocean today. And I wanted to talk about Frank Ocean because I feel like most people know by now, if you are a fan of Frank Ocean's music, I would say you probably know that he is headlining Coachella. Whoa, the lighting just changed so much. He is headlining Coachella this year, and that is very exciting and enticing and intriguing because he has not released a full album since 2016. I believe there were a few singles released during maybe 2020 or so. I don't know the exact years. Don't quote me on that. The optimist in me is hoping that because he's headlining Coachella, maybe just maybe there's new music coming. He really could just be performing the music he's already created and people would be just as thrilled. But who knows? I thought since maybe there is a possible, maybe potential chance that he could be releasing new music, it could be fun to kind of look at what his most popular songs are right now at towards the start of 2023, where he hasn't released music in a while, and these are just the songs that people have been loving through the years. We're going to take a look. We're going to talk about it. I say we're, clearly it's me, but I want you to join in the conversation in the comments below too, like whether you feel like the top 5 makes sense, or if you're surprised by any of the tracks, or what you would like the top 5 most popular songs to be. Like, what are your top 5 favorite Frank Ocean songs that you wish were the most popular? So let's go ahead and start. I always do this by, I go from 5 to 1, and just as a reminder, most popular doesn't necessarily mean the most streamed. It just means what's the most streamed at the moment. So number 5 is from Blonde, and it is Nights. And I know for me personally, Nights is a song that I find myself going back to from Blonde. So, not surprised, but I'm just going to run through the top 5 and then I will talk a little bit more about maybe what surprised me. Number 4 is Ivy, another very popular song from Blonde. So not shocked to see it there. But crazy enough for me personally, Ivy is not one that I actively listen to as much as some other tracks by him, but I know it's a very popular song. Number 3 is a single titled Novocaine, and it's from 2011. And I am so embarrassed to say this. I don't think I know it. That's really interesting that a single from over 10 years ago is number 3 most popular right now. I wonder why. And the reason why I don't know it is because I am realizing there are a few singles that he has released that I have not heard. Like, I definitely have listened to his entire albums, but I have not kept up on every single, and I didn't even think about ones prior to Channel Orange being released. Number 2 is from Channel Orange, an album that, gosh, I love both of his albums, and the song is Lost. I love Lost, but I'll definitely talk about that a little bit more in a bit, some thoughts I have there. And then finally, number 1 most popular is Pink plus White, or Pink and White. I'm not sure which way it's meant to be said, but it's from Blonde. It is one of the most gorgeous songs I've possibly ever heard. So now while I discuss the top 5, I'll just have it sitting right here. So first of all, let's just go ahead and talk about number 1. Pink and White being the most popular song, I wouldn't find it entirely surprising. It's a glorious, glorious song. In fact, when I first heard Pink and White, I lost my mind. I'm realizing I wore that same sweater in this video, but I filmed that video back in 2020 and I had the most emotional, just intense, like, moment of joy listening to that song for the first time. So I am completely happy and content to see it at number 1. That makes sense to me. Where it gets a little interesting for me is the fact that we only have one song from Channel Orange, And the one song that we have is Lost. Lost is kind of, to me, it's a great song. It's definitely the most like radio friendly song from Channel Orange, I'd say. Like it feels very almost more pop-esque in the melody. So catchy, but some tracks from Channel Orange that I thought maybe we'd see is, I mean, Pyramids. Yes, it's a very long song, but it's great. I love the part one, part two to that song. I listen to Pyramids a lot myself, so I kind of thought maybe I'd see that on there. And I also thought that Thinking About You was a song from Channel Orange that was more of like a public play song. So I didn't know if I was going to see that in the top 5. And then my two like selfish songs from Channel Orange that I listen to all the time that I was going to be pleasantly surprised if I saw them in the top 5 were Crack Rock and Bad Religion. Bad Religion just gets you right in the feels. Very surprised that there's only one and that it's Lost. I'd say if Lost is going to stay in the top 5, the second song that maybe I would have suspected was Thinking About You or Pyramids. Gosh, I mean, you can't go wrong. Speaking of surprises, number 3, Novocaine. I kind of already talked about it. I guess I am surprised to see a singular single on there because there are other singles that Frank Ocean has released, but they are not in the top 5. So why is that one having a resurgence? Did I miss something on social media? Is there something on TikTok I don't know about because I don't have TikTok? Or do people just really love that song and it just is in the top 5 and always has been in the top 5? I'm gonna 1,000% go check out this song now that I know about it. But I was definitely surprised. So 4 and 5 are both Blonde, Ivy and Nights. Ivy and Nights don't surprise me necessarily to see on here. I know they're both very popular songs, but there are some songs from Blonde that I thought could have also been in the top 5 and maybe could have replaced one or the other, possibly. I wasn't sure. Like I said, for me, Nights is one that I listen to a lot, but there are other songs on Blonde that I listen to on my own time as the time has passed more than Ivy. There's one song I personally for sure listen to a ton, and that is Self-Control. For me, Self-Control and Pink and White or Pink plus White, those are probably my 2 most played tracks from this album. Clearly, I love when Frank Ocean gets really emotional and slow and like heartbreaking. I think Self-Control is a gorgeous song. It just never gets old to me, and it all has to do with like the bridge and the outro of the song. Oh my gosh, the layered up harmony and everything. But another song that I thought maybe I'd see in the top 5, not because I listen to it necessarily all the time, but it's definitely Godspeed. And that is because I know it had a moment on social media. It was very popular on social media. So I didn't know public play wise if people that weren't necessarily Frank Ocean fans just found themselves really liking that song. Maybe they were listening to it more. All in all, in this top 5, I feel like the only major quote unquote surprises I would say is that we only have one song from Channel Orange and a single from 2011 that I haven't heard of as in the number 3 spot. So clearly I feel like I'm missing out on something. So that is, as of March 2023, Frank Ocean's top 5 most popular songs on Spotify. And I am just sitting here and hoping that maybe, just maybe, if we are all lucky, we'll have new songs just completely wiping that all away, because maybe, just maybe, he's got something up his sleeve. Who knows? Regardless, I'm very excited to know that he's going to be performing this year. And although I will not be attending, whoever is attending, lucky you. Please let me know your thoughts on Frank Ocean's top 5 most popular songs, how you thought the list would be, or if the list is exactly how you think it should be, or what the list in your own personal life would be. Not saying necessarily that it would be necessarily the public playlist, but just like in your ideal world, what would the top 5 be? You can let me know all that in the comments. And thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it to this point in the video. And until my next video, bye.